I've decided to base my final project around how our childhood affects our life as we grow into an adult. I often feel like this gets overlooked by everyone. People that have difficult childhoods growing up tend to try to forget about them, and while those that have it easy usually don't look that far into it. I'm one of those people that kind of had both, which I feel gives me a unique viewpoint on the matter. Unfortunately, many people in my family tend to think I only look at the bad when it comes to this. Um, uh, that I look at the bad and that I choose to only see the bad. Most of my childhood was very tough, albeit I still had some good times sprinkled throughout. Had I made different choices as a teenager in my own personal life, I probably would be well on my way to success in the present time. I really believe that much in myself. However, I took a different path as it always seemed like I had to work harder than everyone else to succeed, and I think that really made me develop a lot of negative feelings um, personally, and it kind of drove my morale down. Life, as we all know it, isn't always going to be easy, but giving children a leg up by giving them a stable foundation will go a long way in helping them lead successful adult lives for their future families. My childhood had many ups and downs throughout the first 18 years. My parents, not to speak badly on them, tried their best given the circumstances. My father made a lot of money as a successful salesman, but drugs got the best of him and he died when I was 10. He made a lot of poor choices. My uncle and grandmother on my father's side tried to tell me that I can't use that as an excuse anymore, and they continue to say that to this day. However, I disagree. Every child should have a father and mother in their life as they grow up. We aren't supposed to see our parents die until we are much older in age. My mother really did the best given the circumstances, but she also made mistakes along the way. An example being letting a house go to the cusp of foreclosure, to which my uncle and grandma had to step in to help us. But at the time, I was 15, 14. I really don't believe that a child should know about the finances like that until they're much older, just because kids need to be kids, and that is more of an adult thing. But I did know the finances of my household from a very young age, which looking back probably wasn't the most ideal situation. Granted, it wasn't all bad. There were certainly situations that I experienced growing up that were fun. My parents were always involved with the sports I participated in, and they loved me the best way that they could. I sat down with my uncle and grandma to chat about the past and talk to them about, you know, past situations that I didn't particularly like. And they remain adamant that they did little to anything wrong, which has definitely strained our relationship. But I think we kind of have an understanding of each other now, which does ease does ease the animosity a little bit. Many people who play parental roles in people's lives actually refuse to admit, as you'll see in this next story, refuse to admit where they could have been wrong along the way, exhibiting many traits of narcissism and things of that nature. In addition to sitting down with my own family, I also had the opportunity to go to sit down with an unbiased third party. His name is Shane. He's a 27-year-old healthcare worker who had a very tough life growing up. Both of his parents did love him, but they didn't take much of an active role in his life. He mentioned that he made many poor decisions in his early 20s and wishes that he could have a do-over, largely pointing to his childhood as a main culprit of him making those decisions. He said that he really did love his parents, but he did wish that they took a more active role in guiding him in the right direction. If you fast forward to today, I myself have vowed to make better choices in the future for my own future family because I have to let go of these what ifs, as I tend to call them myself. In conclusion, I don't believe anyone is really ready to be a parent until it finally happens. We all will make mistakes along the way with our kids, but it's how we deal with those mistakes that truly count. Accountability is a huge necessity in being a parent in today's times. With mental illness and suicidal thoughts, depression, we have to listen to our kids. We have to admit when we're wrong because we're human. It's a tough reality to let your child down, but it's inevitable to happen at some points, as no one is perfect. As we get older, we do have the choice to make better decisions ourselves, but our parents need to lead by example and show us the way to making those good choices. There is a saying that our parents will always look at us as their children, regardless of our age or where we are at in life. However, just because you create life doesn't make you a parent. It's all about how you treat your children and the example that you will set for them as they go further on their walk of life. I'd like to note that this is my final semester at UCF, and I'm very thankful for the past few years. I look forward to the next chapter of my life. I bought a condo recently. My girlfriend and I will close on this condo in December. I also potentially tore my ACL on a vacation recently. So there really is a lot going on in my life right now, in addition to graduating school. I'll never take my time here for granted, and I wish I could individually thank each person that has helped me along the way. I'm sad that I'm moving on, but I'll use these experiences to better myself in my career and for my future family. You know, as Dr. Seuss said, don't be sad that it's over, be smile that it happened. And that's really how I feel about this whole situation. I would also love to give a huge shout out, um, to UCF, because I'll use these experiences to better myself in my career and for my future family. My girlfriend also, she's been so supportive of me throughout this whole process, and she's really the one that helped me decide on this topic for my final project when I had doubts about what I was going to do. So thank you, Gabby. I was struggling. I struggled at many points. I had many ups and downs throughout my collegiate career, but I'm so happy to be at this point. Thank you so much, UCF. Once a night, always a night, and go Knights forever. Thank you.